Right now on Good Morning Suncoast, intense bands of snow whip the Northeast as the second late season storm hit several states, leaving over 2 feet of snow in its wake.
I'm live at the Manatee County Sheriff's Office where some Suncoast residents will be here for an active shooting training. We have more on this story straight ahead.
And the debate over President Trump's proposed steel and aluminum tariffs is still going. We're going to show you both sides and tell you why the president has more people on his side with this one. Those stories plus your first alert weather and traffic. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
Good morning, early risers and fellow insomniacs.
You had a little bit of that today, too.
Yeah, I woke up early. Can I look at the alarm clock now? A little alarm?
See, that's the worst thing to do is look at the clock, because then you start calculating, like, if I fall asleep, I only have 2 minutes. We know all these sleep tricks.
Yes, all right. Good morning, John Scalzi on this Thursday. How are you?
Good morning to you. Very well. Funny enough, I had a similar sort of situation last night.
It's in
wake
the
up.
water.
Of course, we get up in the middle of the night, so what do you say? I woke up earlier in the middle of the night, wide awake. Right? You know, like I had a full night's rest, and I looked at the alarm clock.
We certainly didn't, yes.
No, it's a Thursday. That's what it is.
That must be it. Certainly chilly temperatures outside this morning, but you know what? Tonight's going to probably be a little bit colder even. Our daytime highs today won't be all that warm either, topping out about 10 degrees below where we normally would find ourselves this time of year. We have temperatures across the region, 55 Lakewood Ranch, 58 Sarasota, 53 in Bradenton. Venice coming in at 60, Inglewood at 60. Inland temperatures will probably be in the 40s this morning. We have another couple of degrees to drop before we start to warm with dawn. Low 50s in inland locations. Daytime high today tops out only in the mid-60s, really, and it will be another breezy day, so it'll feel a little bit raw out there. We'll have the complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, John, talk to you again soon. There's the roads right now in Manatee County. Some buildup on 301 northbound as you cross over State Road 70. Farther south in the northern half of Sarasota County, you notice down there in the left corner of your screen, 41 southbound as you approach Stickney Point and Clark, some congestion there, perhaps some construction, and there is some construction for sure, South County. In fact, US 41, it says westbound, but that doesn't go westbound. Construction work from Bird Bay Drive to Gulf Coast Drive, also 41. Intermittent lane closures from Salford Boulevard to Sumter Boulevard down in Northport. So that is the situation in South County. Here's a live picture now in the Rosemary District where they are trying to jumpstart a weekly farmers market. Tonight is week number 2. It's working in downtown Sarasota.
I like that. You can get the most amazing things at these markets too.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it. Brings the community together.
It's tonight from 5 to 8 again through mid-April. Farmers market in the Rosemary District. All right, new developments now on the northeastern. Parts of the mid-Atlantic are now under 2 feet of snow.
Here's a view of that nor'easter from outer space. Look how massive this storm is. You can see some of the clouds that produce something called thunder snow.
ABC's Arlette Sign shows us the damage so far.
A second nor'easter is pounding the East Coast. Whiteout conditions for much of the day, up to 3 inches of snow an hour from New York City to Philadelphia. In some areas, thunder snow. In Philadelphia, members of the Northeastern women's basketball team used their muscles to push their bus out of the snow. Commuters at a standstill. Drivers on several New Jersey highways were stranded for hours, including an ABC News sound technician.
What I heard was that it was a tractor-trailer jackknife, and I guess I don't know if they have to unload it. I just have faith that eventually I'll be out of here.
Nearly 3,000 flights were canceled, another 2,100 delayed.
You able to fly out of here today?
Nah, not at all.
Trains ground to a halt.
We're stuck because there's no power west of New Haven.
High winds howled across the Northeast, downed power lines engulfed in flames. Customers already without power for days hit a second time.
Now with the second storm, we just lost power again. I am tired of this.
Folks are frustrated, and count me among them. We got to do a post-mortem and figure out how we can still have 20,000 outages, and then, of course, have this hit us.
The snow has tapered off in the New York metropolitan area, but up to 2 feet of snow is still expected across parts of New England. The focus today will be on ensuring safe commutes and restoring power to the hundreds of thousands of customers without it. Arlette Signs, ABC News, Washington.
And we have live radar on our app. Check it out. Go to the App Store, look for it under WWSB or under My Suncoast.
Well, after last month's school shooting in Parkland, over 600 copycat threats have targeted schools all across the country, including here on the Suncoast. That's according to a new report by USA Today. The very real threat again has people here wanting to be prepared.
So the Manatee County Sheriff's Office has a drill today, an active shooting training class for the public. Marla Spence is now live at Sheriff Headquarters. Marla, good morning.
Good morning, Ray and Stephanie. That class is fully booked with close to 40 Suncoast residents. Those residents will be coming right here to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, where they'll be learning civilian response to active shootings. Take a look. This is video from an active shooting training the Sheriff's Office held with local churches a few years ago. Something similar that will be happening today. The class is designed to teach the average person how to defend themselves in case of an active shooter. And we're also told that the recent high school shooting in Parkland may have played a part in having this class completely booked. A representative with the Sheriff's Office says that the Vegas shooting as well may have been a contributing factor to the class being completely booked as well. Today's class is free of charge and will discuss what an active shooter situation is, the mentality of an active shooter, and what your response should be if found in a situation. Each class lasts about 2 hours. Now, this is just one of 3 classes for this month, and all 3 classes are all fully booked. The next class is scheduled for April 5th. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thanks, Marla. Lawmakers are now encouraging other states to enact new gun laws. Republican Senator Marco Rubio and Democratic Senator Bill Nelson of Florida held a press conference yesterday to discuss their legislation that would encourage people to file gun restraining orders against potentially violent people. Now, those laws would allow family members or law enforcement officers to petition to stop a person from buying a gun or to take it away for a limited period of time.
And it would incentivize this through the granting of COP grants over the next 5 years. And this grant program under the Department of Justice would provide funding assistance to states to implement their own qualifying gun violence protection orders. Well, thank you guys.
All right, these types of laws do exist in 5 other states. The senator's bill would provide incentives to states to implement their own gun protection orders through Department of Justice grants.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office annual report is out. It tracks crime, drug addiction, and public safety in the area. Highlights this year include the sheriff deputies' approach during Hurricane Irma, the work their Animal Services Division did, and the success of their community outreach and technology, and a move into their new state-of-the-art facility off Cattleman Road.
I think right now we're on the right track, and we look forward to 2018 to see how we can better serve this community, reduce those crime numbers even more, and continue to encourage people to come here, visit here, live here, and stay here. It's a great place to live.
Yes, it is. You can check out the annual report by going to our website at mysuncoast.com. You can also get a hard copy in person soon at the Sheriff's Office off Cattleman Road.
Well, it has become one of the biggest aviation mysteries in our history. Today marks the 4-year anniversary since the disappearance of Malaysian Airlines flight MH370. Now, that plane went missing in 2014 with more than 200 people on board. Australia, China, Malaysia, they all spent more than $150 million searching for this plane. Now, however, a private U.S. group is continuing that effort. The company, Ocean Infinity, says they are breaking all the newest technological inventions to look for the plane in areas that have never been searched before.
There may soon be a bigger demand for steel in this country because of the increased tariffs on imported steel. That could mean more jobs in the U.S. The Granite City Works plant says it'll fire up one of its blast furnaces soon. The process takes a couple of months to complete, but many laid-off workers are excited about the chance of a paycheck again.
We've been waiting for this for so long. Our members have been hurt. Their families and this community has been suffering for 2+ years for this whole entire time that we've been idle, that we've been, waiting for this welcome news for some time.
We have a lot more work to do. I will be supporting any legislation that is Buy American, especially as we make investments into our nation's infrastructure. We have a long way to go.
There have been conflicting reports as to when the president will sign an order on new tariffs for imported steel and aluminum. As of right now, there is no signing ceremony on the president's official schedule.
Well, some Republican leaders say that they are concerned about President Trump's plan to impose higher tariffs on imported steel and aluminum. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says Republican senators are concerned that this could lead to a larger trade war. Now, the president himself defended his proposal, saying the U.S. had been taken advantage of by other countries for far too long. He also said that tariffs would be imposed in a, quote, loving way.
Back in the States, some dramatic new drone video shows the Coast Guard rushing to save a couple off Florida's East Coast. Now, they wound up stranded near West Palm Beach in rough waters. A photographer happened to be there and caught it all on videotape. This is very vivid here. You can see a Coast Guard boat and a Sheriff's Office boat circling the couple and a surfer as well. Then they tossed in a flotation device to rescue them. One person was taken to the hospital for treatment, but everyone else made it back to dry land. It's like a 3D movie there. It's so clear.
Very cool, right? Another great use for drones. We see more and more of them these days. Dropping off medical supplies, emergencies, working with first responders.
That's true.
Lots of good stuff.
5:10 right now, still ahead. First alert traffic, and we'll show you a popular golf course in Bradenton.
And coming up a little later in the hour, today is International Women's Day. We're going to show you how one fast food chain is honoring women.
Lots of snow up north. Here's the picture from Boston as that town prepares for a nor'easter that happened last night. We'll have more on the national scene. And first, the Suncoast scene from John Scalzi.
Oh, the rain showers are gone. That's good news. They came yesterday, part of that same nor'easter. Now we've got high pressure building in and quiet conditions across the Suncoast. But cool. Drive time forecast has none of the inclement weather boxes checked today. But I'll tell you what, you'll need a heater, upper 50s. And then as you drive home tonight, only in the mid 60s, but lots of sunshine. We'll talk about that forecast coming up in a few.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Drive a brand new 2018 Lincoln MKC for $279 per month or the Lincoln MKZ for $299 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment. Every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
According to a new survey by U.S. News & World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So our temperature outside is at 58 degrees, kind of a cool start to the morning, especially with the wind still kind of breezy northwest at about 8. We have a little bit of fair weather cloudiness out there and a dew point value very low at 43, making the air even feel a little more cool and crisp. Now, 58 degrees is not unusual for this time of year. In fact, it's pretty much where we normally would find ourselves. The thing is, because of that northwest wind and the breezy northwest wind at that, kind of drawing down that cooler air, we're not going to warm all that much today. So we'll be, when we get into the afternoon, about 10 degrees cooler than we normally would find ourselves. Starting off about average, but just not warming today, thanks to that cool air sinking southward. 64 degrees by 12 noon, only 65 degrees or so by 3 p.m. And then tonight will probably be even a cooler night. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see some temperatures in the mid-40s, maybe even some lower 40s in inland areas, while along the coastline we'll probably bottom it out in the low 50s to upper 40s. 58 degrees right now, coming in at about 7 o'clock this evening. So the temperatures stay cool because of this draw of air out of the north, which will continue today, north or northwest. A little mix of sun and clouds today as the winds maybe come a little bit off the west. We'll pick up some of the cloud cover that's caused by that cooler air riding over generally warmer Gulf waters, creating these little bit of low-level clouds that'll come by from time to time. As far as the morning temperatures go, well, I expect to see some fairly clear skies begin to develop, and then as we head into the early hours of tomorrow morning, temperatures fall into the upper 40s across the region. And the winds will still be a little bit breezy, so you have to add that onto the feel of the air, and it is definitely going to put a little bit of a raw edge on the morning tomorrow, no doubt about it. It'll be a light jacket kind of start to the day. As far as Titan radar goes, quiet. Don't expect to see much in the way of rainfall today. Tomorrow, Saturday looks good as well. Sunday's a different story. We have another storm system approaching that could produce some rainfall then. Our nor'easter still producing some snow showers in parts of down east Maine, stretching into Boston right now, and even some freezing rain at times along the coastline. This system will start to exit the region as we head into the afternoon hours. We will see most of the country under fairly quiet conditions, so that's good news. Most of the airports across the nation are quiet right now and really don't have much of a problem in terms of airport delays, with the exception of canceled flights due to that nor'easter. So it'll take a little bit of time to get the schedules, of course, back up and running. But as far as any kind of weather causing airport delays, it doesn't look like it, except in the northeast. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for most of the deep south, and as that high sits where it is and our nor'easter sits where it is, we get that funnel of air out of the north that draws down that cooler weather. Now, as high settles in over the course of the next couple of days, we'll probably start to see these winds begin to decrease a little bit as we head into tomorrow. Rip current advisory still up for today, though. Northwest wind coming in at about 10 to 15. Choppy conditions on your bay and inland waters. Forecast for today, 65. Tomorrow, a little warmer in the afternoon, but we start off cooler at 48 degrees. And then as we head into Saturday, a slight chance at a shower. Better chance on Sunday, 60% chance. Could be some strong storms around as well. We'll call it a first alert weather day just because it's the weekend, and who needs the rains on the weekend, right? But it looks like that's what's coming. And then on Monday, we clear out and we start to cool down just a little bit for the week ahead. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic this morning. As always, around this time, there's not too much to see. We're not dealing with any rain like we were yesterday, so it's a little bit easier going out there. Manatee County looks good, and then in North Sarasota County, those roads are still looking pretty good out there this morning. Not much to see. Head a little farther south in Sarasota County, too. Those roads are looking pretty good. And as you head farther south, there is one little blip that we want to tell you about right there on 41. There is some construction. We're going from Bird Bay Drive to Gulf Coast Boulevard. And then again, there's some intermittent lane closures from Salford to Sumter on that area as well. So just some hot spots to look out for as well. And as you head farther south, just those two spots are the big ones to look out for. There's nothing too much going on in traffic. It is 5:19.
And time now for our weekly Dream 18.
Scott Dennis got the chance to play one of the more challenging holes at Terra Golf and Country Club in Bradenton.
Welcome to another hole on the Dream 18, and today we're at the beautiful Terra Golf and Country Club. And head pro Melissa Williams, thank you for having us out here today.
You're welcome.
So this looks like a fun hole ahead of us here.
It's a little tricky, risk-reward hole. You've got it's all set up by the drive. It's a par 4. Must have a good drive to get your second shot up there.
And it's not a driver off the tee for a lot of people.
Not a driver off the tee. There's a big gunch down about 240 away, so people can't hit their driver.
It's a layup, okay. All right, let's give it a try.
Okay.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah. Excellent.
Well, Melissa, this is a beautifully framed hole. You've got, you know, trees and woods and then some, what'd you call it?
Gunch.
Gunch in front of the green here. So it's carry and just get it up there on top of the green.
All carry. You have a 178-yard shot. We have 4 bunkers that kind of frame the left side of the fairway. But if you hit it in the middle of the green, no problem.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. Ooh, this
there.
is going to be nice.
Looking good.
A little short.
Nope, pushed it.
Easy 4.
Yep, I'll take it. There you go. 2 pars, not bad.
Not bad.
I'll take that any day. Thank you for having us out here, Melissa. This is a member-only, resident-only course, right? If you live here, you're playing here.
Yes, you're a member, no matter if it's a social or a golf.
Yeah.
There's 766 golfing memberships and 150 social, so it's always busy.
Well, it's a beautiful course. Thank you for having us out here.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on the Dream 18. We'll see you next time.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Best Buy Geek Squad employees have been getting a little overtime from the FBI. We're going to tell you why.
And Amazon's Alexa is glitching in the most terrifying way possible. We'll show you what Amazon says it's doing about it.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Consumer News now. Happy International Women's Day. Stephanie, I've got a card for you on your desk.
Thank you. I can't wait to get that. Thanks, Ray. Well, a lot of big companies are actually celebrating today. Now, one McDonald's restaurant in South California is actually celebrating International Women's Day in a pretty cool way. The restaurant has flipped its iconic golden arches upside down to make a W. Now, there are about 100 other McDonald's restaurants around the country that are going to be sporting those flipped arches today in honor of
If
the
we
day.
could walk away understanding that we as brand McDonald's understand the importance of the contribution of women, and we want to say thank you, and that we want to have fun with it.
The McDonald's? As you should. Now, 6 out of 10 McDonald's restaurant managers are actually women these days. Some good stats.
Yeah.
I love the W. That's pretty cool. All right, have Best Buy's Geek Squad been moonlighting as FBI informants? Yes. Yes, they have, but with good reason.
They look like them, don't they? Candace Gibson and Linda Lopez has the morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the Geek Squad and the feds.
Best Buy confirms that some members of its Geek Squad were paid by the FBI to act as informants.
The concern is those Geek Squad members were acting without warrants.
Amazon is offering a cut rate discount on its Prime membership for customers on Medicaid.
Qualifying recipients of Medicaid are now eligible for a discounted Prime membership of $5.99 a month instead of the normal $12.99 a month. Well, finally, Amazon is trying to stop Alexa from doing this.
Users say Alexa will laugh without warning sometimes when voice assistant is not even being used. Amazon says it was caused by Alexa mistakenly hearing Alexa laugh. So it's changed the phrase necessary to make Alexa giggle.
That's not weird at all. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Geico.
Psst.
What?
I switched to Geico and got more.
More savings on car insurance?
Uh-huh. And an award-winning mobile app.
Well, it is more.
Oh, there's more. Mobile ID cards, emergency roadside service.
More technology.
I can even add a new driver.
Right from her phone! Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Oreo Thins. A thin twist on the Oreo cookie you love. Now available in Oreo Thins Bites.
Allergies with sinus congestion and pressure? You won't find relief here. Go to the pharmacy counter for powerful Claritin D. While the leading allergy spray relieves 6 symptoms, Claritin D relieves 8, including sinus congestion and pressure. Claritin D relieves more.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed. Isn't it? Why
is heroin so
addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Heroes of the Dorm Atlantic Coast region, where students are competing in Heroes of the Storm for their shot at over $500,000 in prizes.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast this half hour, Bradenton police are investigating a claim against a school board member that has to do with surveillance video.
Close to 40 residents are expected to come right here to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office for an active shooting training. What those residents are expected to learn is straight ahead.
And I just started eating and thinking, it just tastes funny, it must be okay.
Yeah.
Not okay.
You may not believe the expiration date on that fella's new cereal box. Walmart's not sure what happened. Stay right there. Good Morning Suncoast resumes right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
All right, just in time for breakfast. Welcome back to Good Morning Suncoast. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Condrell, checking your expiration
Well,
dates
like,
and cereal box.
I need to look at my
That's
checks
not too
mix
bad.
down there, yeah.
Yeah, that story is on the way. But first, here he is, folks, the great Scalzini.
Good afternoon.
Gotcha.
Feels like
Sure.
afternoon. Been up long enough that it should be afternoon, right?
Exactly.
Looking at some pleasant weather outside this morning, but a little bit on the cool side. Still some breezy winds out there. Temperatures running about where they normally would be at this time of year, but we're not going to warm all that much. That's the thing, because of this dry north wind, creating a lack of rainfall anywhere across the state of Florida, but also creating a red flag warning up for almost everyone across the region. 58 degrees in Sarasota, 59 degrees in Venice, 59 in Inglewood, 54 Lakewood Ranch, 53 in Bradenton, and almost the entire state has a red flag warning up today because of that dry air in place. Only along the coast do you escape the red flag warning for fire danger. But we haven't forgotten you along the coast because you have a rip current advisory there. Complete forecast coming up for you in just a few.
All right, thanks, John. You can stay up on all the latest weather updates. Did you know that our ABC7 app, we have a live radar of today's weather? You can find it, stay updated on the latest weather forecasts and local and breaking news. Find the app WWSB or My Suncoast in the App Store.
All right, checking first alert traffic right now. We'll check the maps and find out there's a buildup on 70 westbound as you approach 301. Otherwise, pretty quiet in Manatee County. Checking farther south, mostly clear. A little blip there on Bee Ridge as you get near Cattleman and the interstate. South County, a little blip there on 41. Also some construction on 41 around Tuscola. You'll see some lane closures from Salford Boulevard to Sumter Boulevard. That is all down in the Northport area.
All right, and right now you're looking live at the corner right there of Coconut Avenue and May Lane. Now, it might be a little empty right now, but later on tonight it's going to be buzzing with people for the weekly farmers market in the Rosemary District. Ray, you can stock up on International Women's Day presents for me.
Oh, good idea.
Yes, it's going to be held every Thursday night from 5 to 8 throughout mid-April. Well, in the 9 days following the Stoneman Douglas shooting, there were over 130 copycat shooting threats all across the country and here on the Suncoast, according to a new report by USA Today.
In an effort to be more prepared for a threat that becomes reality, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is offering active shooter training today. Marla Spence is live now from the Sheriff's headquarters with details. Marla.
Training is just one of 3 training classes that will be held here at the Manatee County Sheriff's Office to train and prepare local residents for an active shooter just in case one were to come or happen right here on the Suncoast. This is video of a training that is similar to the one that will be happening today. Today's 2-hour free course will discuss what an active shooter situation is, the mentality of an active shooter, and what your response should be if found in that situation. We're told by the Sheriff's Office that all 3 classes this month are booked and could possibly be a result of the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting on Valentine's Day that took the lives of 17 and the Las Vegas mass shooting in 2017 that killed more than 50. Although today's training is completely booked, there is another class that will be happening April 5th. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC7, your Suncoast News.
An incident in the parking lot between two members of the Manatee County School Board is now under investigation by Bradenton Police. Board Chair Scott Hopes filed a complaint after a confrontation outside the school board meeting last week. He says the fellow board member, Dave Miner, drove his car at him after a conversation in the parking lot. The two had disagreed about the local option sales tax up for a vote in 2 weeks. Miner feels that Hopes didn't do enough to support it. Hopes said he may ask for additional security at the next board meeting. There is new surveillance video out we have to show you later on in the morning. Miner reportedly said the only thing injured in that whole thing was Hopes' ego.
And an update now on the hazing charges against students at an FSU fraternity. Florida State's Attorney Office has emailed plea offers to the attorneys of the 9 men charged with felony hazing in the death of an FSU fraternity pledge. Now, both include an apology that must be given to the family of Andrew Coffey, who was a pledge at Pi Kappa Phi. Now, he died in November after he was found unresponsive after a party. One of them is pleading guilty to 2 counts of misdemeanor hazing. That's one offer. Now, the other is to plead guilty to 1 count of felony hazing.
Winds, wet and heavy snow, dangerous driving, even thunder snow. We have continuing coverage now of the second nor'easter in the past week. The storm grounded thousands of flights, closed schools, affected 50 million people. Parts of Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, all under a state of emergency now. 2 departing flights have been canceled from Tampa, one to JFK, New York, one to Boston. The Frontier flight from Cleveland and the JetBlue flight from Boston have been canceled for today as well. Now, no flights have been canceled out of SRQ as of this morning.
Happening across the state, more than 1,000 families are still getting help from the federal government after Hurricane Irma, but that assistance is about to come to an end. The short-term temporary hotel program will end this weekend. Now, the state has already asked FEMA to extend the program 5 times over the last 6 months, so Irma victims could get that emergency housing. FEMA says the program helped 27,000 families, and most of those have already moved back into their homes.
While county officials continue to scramble to find an acceptable hurricane shelter in the Venice area, it seems few are happy with the backup plan proposed. The plan includes busing evacuees out of the area to other shelters. A Sarasota County emergency operations official says the plan at this point is to open a hurricane transportation hub and then move evacuees out of the area to a shelter during a major storm. Meantime, long-term plans are underway to secure funding to build enhanced hurricane-protected shelters in the future. Hurricane season begins again, by the way, on June 1st. Well, you'll soon be able to take out more money from those payday loan places. State lawmakers approved a bill that'll double the current limit on the loans from $500 to $1,000. Now, opponents say it would create a debt trap for those who have financial difficulty. Supporters contend payday lenders may have to shut down without the change. The proposal now goes to the governor's desk for his approval.
Target is raising its minimum wage again. The company said this spring the pay is going to be increasing from minimum of $11 an hour to $12 an hour. Now, Target did raise its minimum wage last September and promised to increase it again to $15 an hour by the year 2020.
You might want to take a look at the expiration date on your cereal after this next story. A family in Colorado says they bought a box of Quaker Oats at Walmart that dates back to, wait for it, 1997. What? It wasn't until the family sat down for breakfast that somebody happened to notice something was terribly wrong.
Off the shelf and yeah, 21 years old.
21 years old. Fortunately, he's feeling fine and has plans to return the expired box to Walmart. A Walmart spokesperson says they are looking into the matter. Well, the Booker High School Tornadoes will not be playing in tonight's state championship basketball game. The Tornadoes lost by 1 point last night to Leesburg in a game in Lakeland. Final score 62-61. Leesburg now goes on to play in the state finals against Rickards High School of Tallahassee.
And a women's college basketball team isn't letting some silly snowstorm that's pounding the Northeast get in the way. Members of the Northeastern University women's basketball team pushed their bus back on course after it was stuck in the snow in Philadelphia yesterday. Now, the team posted this video on their Twitter yesterday. The Huskies are in the city to compete in the 2018 CAA women's basketball tournament. You go, girl.
Any flashbacks of the
Get
day
it done.
trying to rock the car going, remember?
Yes,
You know?
yes. Or keeping some kitty litter in the trunk to throw it down in the car to get some traction. My dad always made me do that one.
Oh, I miss the days of spinning out on the road.
Good times. We'll take this weather any day.
Yes, still ahead, first alert traffic, and 13-year-old is a leader in fighting Lyme disease. We'll show you the way she's trying to change the way it's detected. And the Powerball winner that won millions 3 months ago is finally coming forward and claiming her prize. What her lawyer says she plans to do with all of it. Let's take a live look right now at Waterbury, Connecticut, driving through the snow. Oh, gosh, this is early March.
No.
Any snow in the forecast here, John Scalzi?
It's going to feel like it tomorrow, that's for sure, as temperatures drop even a little cooler than they are right now. But no snow, nothing on radar across the region, no rain either, at least not today, but we have some coming up. A 10 out of 10 chance of an outside recess today. I don't see any problems with anything except the temperatures, which will be in the mid-60s, a little on the cool side. Sunny and cool, several days of cool days, but chilly nights and weekend rains. We'll have those details for you in just a few.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night, or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night, and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Please join us in welcoming the two newest additions to the Lincoln lineup, our flagship luxury sedan, the 2018 Lincoln Continental, and the totally redesigned 2018 Lincoln Navigator, featuring 450 horsepower, 10-speed transmission, and many best-in-class features. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment, every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice single boys. was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers, but you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station. With meteorologist John Scalzi.
58-degree air temperature outside with the dew point value still very low at 43. North-northwest wind coming in at about 8. Now that air temperature is not abnormally cool for us. That's about where we should be, but the dew point values are very low. And as we head into the next 24 hours, tomorrow morning at this time will be significantly cooler than this, probably by about 10 degrees cooler. And there may be even some frost, patchy frost in well inland and northern areas. We'll see if that plays out or not. A 9 a.m. temperature of 58 degrees. By the time we get to 12, we're looking at about 64. And that's about as warm as we're going to get. The lunchtime temperature, we stay kind of flat throughout the afternoon despite plenty of sunshine around because of that northerly wind that'll continue to draw down that cooler air. Overnight tonight, well, at least by 7 p.m. tonight, we'll start seeing our temperatures fall back down into the 50s. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, we'll probably see many, many locations with these numbers reflecting upper 40s across the area. So some chilly weather coming our way tonight. 55, Sarasota 58, Venice 54, Northport as we head into the 8, 9 o'clock hours. And then we'll watch those winds, maybe pick up a few fair weather clouds off Gulf waters and kind of sling them back in this direction. We'll go with a mostly sunny sky, but certainly some of those clouds from time to time could be a little bit thick across the area, kind of giving the sky a somewhat milky appearance. But I'll tell you what, they certainly will not produce any rainfall today. Just way too dry across the state to do that. And I think actually that model kind of overdoes the amount of cloud cover that we get. I think we'll see a lot more sunshine than anything else. Titan radar not showing anything in the way of any rainfall at this hour or over the last 6 to 8 hours. But to the north of us, that's certainly not the case. We're looking at some snow showers there, continuing on with that nor'easter that continues to produce some gusty winds, heavy snowfall, and even some freezing rain in places. Anywhere from down East Maine all the way to Boston, the snow showers will continue there. The forecast calling for that low pressure area to continue drifting away from the United States today. High pressure building in and drifting to the southeast will start to relax our winds as we head into the next 24, but they'll still be kind of breezy today. And consequently, we still have rip current advisories up for our area waters. So watch for that. There's a high risk of rip currents today. Eventually that high will scoot toward the east and shift our winds around, but I think a northerly wind or a northwesterly wind is a pretty good bet for today. As those winds subside over the next several days, it will allow for those cooler temperatures to occur during the nighttime hours. Lots of sunshine, cool tonight, and maybe a little rainfall this weekend with another system on the horizon coming our way and bringing us a good chance of some showers Sunday. Northwest wind at about 10 to 15 today. Another breezy day on the Suncoast, as I mentioned. And you'll probably see some flags up at the area beaches due to the rough surf out there, just as you did yesterday. 65 degrees the air temperature, mostly sunny skies tomorrow, mostly sunny, a daytime high, slightly warmer, but after a morning low that'll be pretty cool in the upper 40s. 52 the Friday into Saturday low, still kind of on the chilly side. Saturday maybe a little extra cloud cover, 20% chance of rain, much better chance on Sunday. We'll call it a first alert weather day on Sunday just because it's a weekend day and you don't want to see rain showers around, but it could be kind of disruptive. And then as we head into the week ahead, some slightly cooler temperatures, still keeping our daytime highs well below the average. Back to you.
Thanks, John. Let's take a look outside your first alert traffic. We do have one thing to tell you about right there in Manatee County. There's a big slowdown happening 38th Avenue East on 301. You can see there's some congestion in that area. Then if we head into North Sarasota County, those roads are still looking pretty good. There is a little bit of a slowdown. We're starting to see this every morning right there on Clark as you come off of 75. So a little slowdown in that area as well. If you're heading into South Sarasota County, those roads are still looking pretty decent. There was one little spot down there on 41 to keep note of that was kind of past the almost to the Hillsborough Boulevard area. Right there on 41, there's some intermittent lane closures from Salford Boulevard to Sumter Boulevard in that area. So just a little heads up if you're heading out and about this morning. That is your first alert traffic at 5:48. In this hour's Health Smart, more women these days have realized just how important it is to get those breast cancer screenings.
But is it different for those of color? As ABC's Kenneth Moten tells us, new research says yes.
The average woman in America should get her first mammogram at the age of 50. That is, if she has no family history of breast or ovarian cancer. But America is a melting pot, and different ethnicities come with different risks for disease. So should their screening guidelines differ as well? Researchers in healthcare and policy development at Mass General and Harvard Medical School looked at medical records for almost 750,000 breast cancer cases between 1973 and 2010. Finding more non-white women diagnosed with breast cancer younger than 50 and with more advanced disease than white women. Researchers recommend that screening should begin at age 47 for Black and Asian women and 46 for Hispanic women. Cancer statistics on hundreds of thousands of women over 37 years speak pretty loudly, and they seem to be saying that in breast cancer, some women should be screened earlier than others. With this Medical Minute, I'm Kenneth Moten, ABC News.
A 13-year-old girl with Lyme disease is using her illness to try and help others. Olivia will have Lyme disease the rest of her life. It took over a year and 50 doctors to diagnose it. She's developed an app that helps track ticks, which is how she got the disease in the first place. And now she's testifying in front of the Maryland state lawmakers to help patients get the medications they need. 13 years old. She began a foundation that helps families pay for Lyme medication. According to Global Lyme Alliance, more than 200 children per day contract Lyme disease.
Well, a still anonymous lottery winner is finally claiming her multi-million-dollar prize. Her lawyers picked up the check at a press conference yesterday. Now, that winning ticket for over $500 million Powerball jackpot was sold 3 months ago in New Hampshire. Now, the woman who won is still fighting in court to keep her identity a secret. In addition to accepting the prize on her behalf, her lawyer said she's donating some of her winnings to charity.
My client does not want any accolades. She does not want any credit. She just wants to do good things.
And a judge is still weighing her request to remain anonymous. The state argues that her name is a matter of public record because she signed the back of that winning ticket.
Hey, heard you won. This is your Uncle Fred calling.
Exactly, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Yes, can you buy yourself some snow tires with all those winnings?
Here's a live look, driving through the slick pavement in the snow in Waterbury, Connecticut.
All right, some cold weather out there today. Of course, we're going to have John Scalzi's first alert forecast right after this. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh, yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. Yeah, Dad. We're getting so wet.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs, stop the crimes.
Every week on Animal Outtakes, it's a new animal adventure. This week on Animal Outtakes, the process of milking cows is not like it used to be. We're taking a trip to a dairy farm. Join us this week on ABC 7.
Well, it's worked in downtown Sarasota, so let's try it a few blocks north in the Rosemary district.
That is right. The Rose right there on the corner of Coconut and May. They're getting ready for the Rosemary Market tonight. Every Thursday they're trying to do this, right?
Last week was the first one, and I guess it went well, I heard. And then tonight they'll do it again, all until mid-April. So it's tonight to this evening in the Rosemary district. Check it out if you get a chance.
All right, here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
Surveillance video of a confrontation between two members of the Manatee County School Board has been released. The board chair, Scott Hopes, on the right, said his colleague, Dave Miner, drove his car at him after a heated confrontation in that parking lot. Miner reportedly said the only thing that was injured was the board chair's ego.
Plus, happy International Women's Day. Check this out. McDonald's female-owned franchises around the country are flipping their iconic arches upside down to make a W in honor of the day.
And that's not easy to do.
No, it is not. It's no small task.
And Booker High School lost by a point in last night's state basketball semifinals. The Tornadoes lost by a point to Leesburg High. Now, this is not the video of the game, I don't think. Final score was 62-61. The game was played last night in Lakeland. So good try by the Booker High School Tornadoes to get to the semifinals statewide. That is quite a feat.
It is. Oh, nice, nice. Because it had to do with basketball, right, Ray? It was a feat.
That was an accident.
Happening today, hot air balloons are going to be taking over the Suncoast skies. Look up. We are going to show you how you can get into the Sarasota Balloon Festival this weekend. We're going to have that for you in the next hour.
We're hoping to take our camera up, but our lawyers said no.
Yeah, we got that shot down. Turns out you just can't fly away on live morning television. Go figure.
We've got a full hour of news for you. Stay tuned. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on this Thursday morning.